Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conversations with Spirit, where we take you on a journey to discover and unveil spirituality and healing. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and click that notification bell. My name is Jai Gobind, and I am from Channel for Grace here on YouTube, and this is Danny from Northern Comfort Tarot, and I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 7th edition of Conversations with Spirit. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can do so in the description box either below or on any of my videos. I love you all, and let's just get right into it. Jai.
Yes.
This self-care for Lightworkers has been on my mind all week. And I know I actually had to take time out this week because I was so backed up. My energy, I could feel like it was super gnarly, right? Mm-hmm. So I ended up all stopping and saying, dude, I need to take a time out and do some self-care. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's really wild because you can pretty much overstep your boundary even to the point where like I need to take care of myself right now, otherwise things are going to get worse. And I got to that point, and I did some energy work. I had some energy work done, and it was perfect. But for the viewers at home, I'm going to ask you the question of the evening. Why would a light worker need self-care in their lives?
Awesome. I'm going to answer that question as well. And before we move straight into that, I do want to say hi to everybody in the chat.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Christina's in here, and Cynthia's in here. And another Christina is in here as well. Thank you so much. So if anyone in the chat would like to actually help us moderate, I can also do a little bit of that as well. Just as people ask questions, your job would be to copy the questions, and then when we get to the Q&A section, to paste them into the chat so we can see the questions and answer them then. So if anybody wants to volunteer for that, just let us know. No big deal, but
I think
Cynthia, you want to do it again? Okay, sounds good. Hey, Michelle, thank you. So Cynthia is this is her 3rd time moderating. She's becoming a pro. Wow. So very, very cool. Really appreciate that. So let's go back to this question that you asked me, Danny, because I think it's such an important question. And
for sure, yeah.
I mean, that's the question that when we started talking about this topic and of self-care and thinking, okay, let's do a Conversations with Spirit episode on it. The first question that came to me is, why would a light worker need self-care? And well, basically, light workers are usually very sensitive beings, both emotionally and physically. And a lot of times a combination of both, but very highly, both emotionally and physically. And in a physical way, this could mean that you might be allergic to certain foods or maybe have digestive issues. And because of this, these sensitive beings need to recognize that in order to bring their lives into balance emotionally, physically, and mentally, which all of these all of these 3 things basically make a part of our light work. They form this they have a very important role in our light work. We need to take care of ourselves more than most other people. So your sensitivities as a light worker, whether you think you're a light worker or not, if you have sensitivities, this is a great show for you to watch. And if you know someone who needs to know this information, then definitely share the link out with your friends. But basically, your sensitivities as a light worker are your gifts. And that's something that you have to realize. They're not your curses, although sometimes they do feel like curses. Absolutely. And you need to treat yourself as a sacred vessel for a divine message that's coming through in helping in the ascension of the earth. So in essence, making sure that you're in alignment with the greater consciousness, with source energy or spirit, or with the message, whatever you want to call it, in your body, your mind, and your spirits, which we're going to get into what these are, you will literally become that channel for grace, and the message will come through loud and clear. And that's basically what your job is as a light worker. So to open yourself up to receive messages intuitively that you can then relay to others, and in order to do this safely, you need to know how to take care of yourself, because it's an epic mission. Like, it's not easy. It's this intense thing that we have come here to do, and we need to learn how to do it. And that's what we're doing in our healing processes. We're learning how to do it. And it just so happens that we are so much more sensitive than other people, that we need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves as we do this mission.
Mm-hmm.
But to you, Danny, why would you basically say that why would light workers need self-care in your words?
Oh my God, because if you didn't take self-care and put that first, you absolutely couldn't help you couldn't help others in a capacity that they really need you to help them at. Like, it's not a one or the other. You have to absolutely take care of yourself, or
Mm-hmm.
else it compromises everything that you stand for in helping and guiding other people. So for me, when I'm all out of whack, like this week I was talking about, I have to physically set aside time to stop everything and center myself and find out what type of self-care that I need. Because I can either randomly try and fix it, but if you systematically have something in place to kind of guide you through, you'll get hints of what really is going to help. And we're going to talk about those tonight, but you'll be able to more efficiently get yourself back into a place of a place that you can help others again.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It really is about being able to hold space for other people by holding space for yourself. That's
Absolutely.
the self-care, is you hold space for your own healing. You strengthen yourself, you ground yourself, and you literally become someone that can actually hold space for other people to heal. But you cannot do that unless you take care of yourself in body, mind, and spirit.
Yeah.
So
it's a huge thing. You can't do one without the other. You absolutely have to take care of yourself first.
Mm-hmm. So what is self-care? I mean, we've kind of mentioned that before, but to me, in a more personal way, self-care is the ability to notice when you're not balanced, and then take a pause and say to yourself, or become aware, or make a decision that you will do whatever it takes to rebalance yourself.
Yeah, and I think staying sensitive to those red flags of when you're going into the danger zone, let's say,
right?
It's hard. It's hard, man, especially when you're in it, right? And you're just giving her and you're helping people, and you're doing tarot readings like mad. There's something that you start to slow down, and it's hard to see when you're in it until you're actually fucking knees deep. So it takes all of my energy sometimes to say, stop, dude, you need to stop.
I know. And I feel like a lot of us, once we get to a point where we know what we're doing and we're on track with our higher purpose and our mission.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, I tend to get I overdo it. I go, and I don't slow down. And it gets to a point where, okay, the universe is not going to make you slow down, but it's more than just about slowing down. I think it's about maintaining a pace that makes it so that you don't ever burn yourself out. I think that's what self-care is really about.
Yeah, and staying in tune to your own aura and everything in it. Like,
Mhm.
really focusing on yourself and taking that time out even during the day to say to weigh yourself in and see if you're falling short in an area. And really what we're talking about tonight is there's 4 different categories. And I like to use the medicine wheel. It's just a wheel with like a cross in it, and that's a First Nation teaching or Aboriginal teaching. And there's like Ojibwe, where I'm from here, we start in the east, where I think First Nations in South America start in the south, kind of thing. The
Mhm.
different the different entrances. So it doesn't matter where you start; you got to start somewhere. So the 4 that we're going to be talking about tonight is the physical, emotional, mental, and energetic spots on the wheel that you really need to tune into. So
I love that you said that you described it as a wheel. I wouldn't have thought about it that way, but I think that it gives us this feeling of that it all of them balanced together at the same time is what's going to keep that wheel in balance.
yeah, and you can, like, I know in school we learned quite a bit about the medicine wheel, and if you look, if you weigh in, you can put a mark from, let's say, the 0 point is in the middle of the wheel, and then you work out. So the physical, the emotional, the mental, and then the energetic or spiritual. If you do kind of a check in and you go from 1 to 10, how do I feel mentally? You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can see where your deficiencies are and where you can bring up that in
Mm-hmm.
the wheel, right? So it's super cool.
Exactly. You can see how to balance it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You kind of want.
let's get into some of the different types of
Sure.
self-care, because in it, I mean, I feel like in a general sense we all pretty much know what self-care is or the concept of it, but when we start getting into the different types of self-care, you're going to start to get even better idea of the million ways that you can take care of yourself, because there really is like a million ways, and it becomes very personal and individual, and you create your own ways to do your self-care. And I would love to see in the chat as well, as we go through these examples, what examples you have of self-care that you've done for yourself. So let's just go through one of the categories. We'll go through the physical type of
Sure.
self-care.
Yeah, nutrition and cleansing. We can even like talk about how we kind of
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this for ourselves, and maybe that'll rub off on people. So I know me myself, as far as nutrition goes, I'm a bachelor, so my life sucks as far as nutrition goes, but I'm getting better. And really, what Jai introduced to me was Purium.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely organic, um, uh, like 100.
Non-GMO, gluten-free, yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and it's really changed my gastrointestinal tract like big time.
Yep.
And now I can actually, yeah, it ripped me a new one. That's what I'm gonna say. Because now if I feed my body garbage, oh my God, do my guts ever tell me what's not? Nope, we don't like that no more. Like,
Wow.
yeah, as far as like pastas and red meats, different types of red meats. Like I know ground beef is no, it ain't happening anymore.
Wow.
That ain't happening. But yeah, Purium really changed quite a bit in my life because
Mm-hmm.
the food that I eat doesn't really hold the nutritional value that you might even think.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, we talked about this, I think, in one of our conversations, but um, the food right now in the world, not I was going to say in the country, but like you're in a completely different country, and then we're talking about worldwide. The quality of food is no longer what it used to be. Like right now, in order to get all the nutrients that your body needs to function, your brain, your body, everything, you actually have to take supplements because the food itself no longer has the nutrients that you need. Before it was like you would just eat the food and you would get all those nutrients. And now that's why we have this like huge market of, supplements and minerals as well. And so that's something that I do to take care of my body, to do my self-care on my body. Is there's certain things that I have gotten rid of on my diet because I know of the things that they cause. For example, gluten causes a lot of inflammation in your body, and it creates sicknesses, because inflammation is like the number one cause of any kind of illness. It's either like you're inflamed in that you're a digestive system, or it even gets to the point of like, well, your nervous system gets inflamed, and that's where you get into like paralysis or spinal cord things, or nervous system diseases, is because of inflammation that is so constant because of the food that we were constantly in a state of inflammation in our bodies, that our bodies like start to react by creating, like basically attacking itself, like not necessarily, because I don't like to use that word either, but it starts to defend certain areas of the body because it feels that threat and it neglects other areas. And so that's where we start to feel like the uncomfortableness of it. But gluten is really bad, and it causes a lot of allergies. Like people are allergic to gluten and they don't know it. And you won't know it until you stop eating it for a while and then you try eating it again. Because that's what I did. I stopped eating it for a while. I felt amazing. Everything, changed. My body changed. I actually lost weight. And then I ate it one time and it's like I took a drug. It felt like I took a drug. I got lightheaded. It felt like I was high. I felt nauseous. I mean, it was like my body had, and I got really bloated. My body had this intense reaction to it. So that's one of the things, Dairy is the other one. Dairy is something that I've taken out of my personal diet because, for one, the effect it has on my body is also the same. It's inflamming, but it creates a lot of mucus. Like it makes your body secrete a lot of mucus, like extra mucus that it doesn't need. And for me, it's not a good feeling.
Especially the milk in the United States. Like I've heard so much gnarly shit about your milk.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not even, I mean, if you really want to get into it, it's really nasty.
Yeah.
But one of the things that basically milk, the reason that they have to like do that process of like homogenized or whatever, or pasteurized, is both of those processes. They heat it up to a temperature that basically kills any nutrients. It kills everything in it. Like it kills the bacteria, it kills the nutrients, it kills all the like the supposedly bad stuff, and then it also ends up killing all the good stuff. So it basically has no nutritional value. But the most of the cows that the milk comes from are treated very poorly. They're not taken care of, and so they end up having a lot of infections in their body. And so basically they also give them antibiotics and all this stuff and hormones and stuff. And so you're drinking hormones, antibiotics, literally pus, because they don't do anything about the infections. The pus just goes into the milk and you're like fucking drinking it. And it's just nasty. I told you it gets nasty.
I didn't know if you were going to go there or not.
Your face.
I thought we could have just left that to check out.
It'll just give it some, we'll get some more views now. But anyway, so
that's your guys' milk.
Oh my God.
I know too. I didn't want to say it, but I know Trump wanted to get milk over here from you guys. We were like, no, that's okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But yeah, so basically for me, it's just gluten, dairy, and meat. Although meat for me is like every once in a while, I'll eat a little bit of meat and I'll kind of test it out. And I'll see how I feel. Like I'll see how my body feels. But most of the time, my body does not want meat.
It kind of seems like any industry that's heavily regulated, or if you're talking anything industry wise as far as food, it's probably best to stay away from, which limits you like almost nothing aside from shopping at like local
farmers markets and things like that. Yeah. Or unless you grow the food yourself, unless you yourself are a farmer, or you yourself have a cow, you know, and you know exactly what you did to that cow, where, you know what I mean? So it's something that has become a must when it comes to nutrition. Like, you can no longer just go to the store and buy stuff and expect the food to be actual food and something healthy and nutritious. Like, you have to start looking at labels. You have to start knowing what's in the food that you're about to eat. You have to start recognizing what labels mean what. It gets deep, but most people, like, it's so much work now. It's so much work now that some people like would rather just keep eating shit because they don't feel like taking the time to learn all this stuff that you have to learn now in order to like prevent yourself from eating things like that.
Yeah, it's like almost a full-time job. So
yeah, well, eventually you get used to it and you start to memorize and recognize those ingredients on you know, on the packets or whatever that you're buying, that tell you that something has GMO, that's genetically modified, that tell you that something is not organic, that tell you that things have MSGs, which is basically like sugars that are chemically made to addict people, to make people like want more of that. It's like the insatiable chemical. It's like you can never have enough, so you keep eating it. It
opens up your taste buds, and it makes you, it makes everything taste better, it seems. And if you're really into a hot dog and you're like, oh my God, I could eat 10 of these, well, there's probably a lot of MSG in that.
Exactly. It's like, that's the thing. It's like they're addicting so that you want to eat more and more and more of it. But it's super unhealthy because you're basically not even eating food at that point. You're just eating eating chemicals. It's kind of weird. Yeah. But anyway, so that's, I mean, in a sense, that's nutrition in a nutshell. You got to take care of what you put in your body. That's self-care for the body is number one. What are you eating? What are you drinking? Are you drinking enough water? You know?
That too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
speaking of which,
there you go. And the other one is cleansing. So one of them is nutrition, which is what are you eating on a regular basis. And the other one is cleansing, which every once in a while you should do some kind of a cleanse for your body, because your body needs to have those reset buttons. Like, I am actually getting ready to do a 10-day deep cleanse. If anybody wants to do one with me, I'm going to order. So Purium has a 10-day deep cleanse. You buy it. It's super affordable. I can't remember exactly how much it is, but you buy it and they give you 10 days worth of stuff. And you take like the power shakes in the morning, like I think 3 times a day. And you do the super cleanser, which cleanses your digestive system. You do the aminos, which gives you the protein that you need. And then they give you these list of flex foods that tell you what you can eat while you're doing this 10-day deep cleanse, but it's limited and it's basically all raw, like nothing really cooked.
It's all raw vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, it's all, yeah. So it's all about like cleaning out. And I can promise you, like, 10 days might seem like a long time, but when you look at, you know what I mean? The amount of time that we spend eating crap, like my whole childhood, basically, because my parents didn't know anything. Like, they didn't know that food was becoming toxic. There was a few people that were becoming aware, but most of our parents like had no idea. We are the generation that is waking up to this now. It's like the mess has been created and we're having to fix it,
I want to plug something for them.
Yeah.
So if you go on the Purium website and you do the ultimate 40-day nutritional cleanse, right? Like it comes with a 10-day cleanse and stuff. In Canada, Dewey was saying that's like $700. Almost. Okay. You can get $100 off if you use Eagle Star Yoga as your code.
It's Jai, I believe it's Jai Eagle Star Yoga.
Yeah.
That's the code. Yeah.
She'll put it in the description afterwards, I think.
Oh yeah, good idea. The link, yeah, we can link the Purium website and the code and
then
everything on there.
that way there you guys can see kind of how much it's going to cost. But really, when you're a light worker and you're in a position like me right now, I'm thinking, okay, it's like $319 American to do this 40
to do this for 40 days. And so the 10-day deep cleanse that I was talking about, which is something, it's like a reset, it's like an intensive in the middle of the 40 days.
I could only do a 9 days of the cleanse, because I was like, fuck you.
You could do it for a little shorter, but it's actually like, if you get yourself in the right mindset, if you have the support, if you know what I mean, if you're not alone, meaning you have people to contact, if you sign up for it, you will have my phone number to contact me when, to do this whole process, because it's very connected like that. And it's a really beautiful community too. I actually have a Facebook group that is for the cleanse that I would like put you into, and you can ask questions there as well. And there's people in there that have already done it, and they know like what advice to give you, and they can tell you about their experience. But so the 40 days definitely a better value, but the 10 days also I think it's like a little over $100 the 10-day. But both of those are awesome to do to cleanse your body.
And then after the 40 days is over, really you only need the biomedics and then the shakes, and that's it, right? To keep you on a constant as far as nutritional value goes. So that's what I think I'm going to do, but I might do another cleanse as well, just to kind of
after this amount that we're talking about, it's actually $314.25 if you do the 40-day, but you don't pay that every month.
Yeah.
What happens is you buy that for the very first time, and like the 40 days is intensive, but then after that you just get like what they call the core 4, which is, or you choose what to take and what not to take. So like I continue to take Power Shake every single day.
Yeah.
Because I just love it. It's like become part of my staple that's my breakfast. It's my Purium.
You do that once a day? You just do it once a day?
I do it once a day. And there are times when I waited too long, I have to eat something, but I don't have time, or I'm on my way somewhere, and so I'll do another shake.
Yeah, I find it works great that way for on the fly.
Yes, exactly. Or when I'm getting ready, to if I have to, wait a long time, that's a snack, it's a healthy snack. But anyway, so you get to choose after that. So thanks for that plug right there. That's truly awesome. It's actually a great resource for everybody who's interested in
absolutely
taking care of their body.
I'm starting to think that like Magi readings or whatever money that I bring in that way, I'm going to start putting that aside to continue this Purium thing. Because like
a great idea.
I really have to, being a light worker, you really have to take care of your body. And I think that's the first line of defense, like not to plug a product or anything. Like I'm not affiliated with it, but I truly believe in it. And there's quite a few readers that do. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, Jason from Ray of Light Tarot, he also does Purium, and he freaking loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just puts you in such a good place.
Mm-hmm. So we've gone over, like, basically in a physical sense, the two most important ways to take care of yourself is through nutrition, and then every once in a while doing some kind of cleanse where you hit that reset button for your body. And then the third thing is exercise.
Yeah.
And this can be like anything. I mean, literally anything. Like when I don't have time to, like, we just got this machine. It's called the Nordic Track Free Glide or something like that. And I used to have a gym membership, but this basically replaced our gym membership. So when I don't have time for that, or it's like, I'll take the dog for the walk, and that's exercise, or I'll do the machine, or I'll go to a yoga class. That's my thing. But you can do anything. Like you can go walking, hiking, you can go take boot camp classes if you want to get real serious about it, Like there's a million things you can do to exercise. The simplest one is just go for a walk,
Yeah. I like the hiking bit because you can like hit a couple of the points on our list tonight. At the same time, like you get to walk with source, right? And talk to spirit. And
that's
really
right.
Ground yourself and
connecting to nature.
Yeah. It's huge, right? So
totally. Yeah. And then there's like, how much water are you taking? And then how much are you like physically, like in a almost sensual way, like taking care of your body, like, or in a feminine way. Like, I don't know how to describe it, what this is, but it's like body care. It's like taking baths when you need to take a bath, like doing clearings, you know, water cleanses your energy, your aura, and it helps you calm your nervous system down. And so those are all the things that I would recommend for a light worker to do self-care on their body. These are like must do's, because your body is the temple of your soul. You got to take care of it. This is the body that you chose to come in with to do your mission. So you got to take care of it. You know, there's really no other way around it.
And really, like you can even just like jump in a shower, and if it's like something that you need to do right away and you don't have time to like draw a bath and chill out, you can jump in the shower and you can ground that way through the water. And really what I do too is I center myself as the water's falling on me, and you can pretty much in your mind just release into the water all your negative energy and all this pent up, built up shit that you want to release. And you can, you know, actually visualize you releasing it into the water. And that's what I do.
You can also charge your water before you drink it.
Yeah.
You can charge it with like music, vibrational music, like healing music. You just like put your water, like your cup of water next to the speaker, play a beautiful calming song, and then drink your water. Like, I'm not kidding. You can literally talk to it. You can tell it, I love you. And I want you to nourish me. And I love you. You know, you like hold it like a baby and then drink it.
When I think of you, I make a dream come true.
Oh my God, that was awesome. I'm gonna take that clip and I'm gonna use it on the commercial.
Oh yeah. I can get into my onesie and crank it on my 18-inch subs upstairs.
Oh my God. Oh, that's too funny. So let's move to the next category, which is emotional self-care. Emotional self-care. So what are some of the things that will help you take care of yourself in an emotional sense?
Really being able to express yourself through whatever means, like whether it's communication or creativity or you know, communication within your relationships. Communication is the key, and opening that what is it, the fifth chakra, right? Opening up that fifth chakra.
Yeah.
Or your sacral chakra through like painting or writing, or, you know, just being creative, producing a video.
Right.
Or taking pictures even.
It's like being able to like tell the world who you are, tell how you feel, and feel heard.
Yeah, expressing yourself. That's
emotional self-care for sure.
Oh man, I remember when I didn't do any of this and I was just like moping around like
you get stuck. You get like trapped in your emotions.
Yeah.
You keep it flowing. You need to be able to express yourself. You need to be able to be creative in any way. You know, you need to be able to communicate like within your relationships, or if you're in relationships that do not allow you to communicate freely and be yourself, you might want to think about, like, double think about that, because is it really serving you if you're not emotionally balanced or, you know, emotionally free to express who you are?
Yeah. I seen this fluorescent orange cardinal. I've never seen a fluorescent orange cardinal before in my life.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, it's living in my backyard. That's gnarly. So I ran in, I took the camera off the stand, and I jammed in some batteries, and I got there, and I needed a telephoto lens to shoot it. But really that intention of like, even that sparked my creative flow, right? Like that's nature interacting with me saying, dude, you need to get creative. So like,
Right. Yes.
it's staying attuned to that too. Cause like you can see synchronicity saying, dude, you need to expand on your creativity, or you need to get physical. And like, you can physically see shit. My gut is like fucking huge. You know,
Oh my God.
maybe I need to get out and, you know, work some of that off, but it's staying in tune emotionally. You'll see like ups and downs. Like I go through ebbs and flows as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, that's, you got to stay in tune to that, and really talk a bit about this shamanic journey to healing your inner child and stuff like that. Let's get like right into the emotional shit.
So there's ways that, like, the very important thing is that you be able to express yourself
Mm-hmm.
and to understand and to be able to notice what needs healing. Because when you're able to express yourself, you're able to sort of start to look deeper, like underneath the surface of what's going on, and maybe even find where it came from. And then it becomes your healing journey. So you have to start to do the actual healing work. And some of the ways that you can do that is you can go on shamanic journeys to help heal your inner child.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and you have to allow yourself to feel, to go through, you know, like to heal those traumas, you have to like give yourself a moment to feel the pain that you once felt so you can move through it. You can finally once and for all move through it.
So I had someone ask me a question yesterday. What is your inner child, and how do you start to heal that?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's almost like an episode.
A whole episode itself. Yeah, totally.
Can you
Well,
nutshell it?
there's a part of you that is almost like the inner child is like this part of you that almost like remained this energy, like not intact, because a lot of times it's our inner child that needs healing. But there was a part of us that sort of split from ourselves when we experienced trauma, and it's almost like we're guarding it, and we're not letting it like come out. We're not letting anyone speak to that part of ourselves. We're not letting ourselves connect to that part of ourselves. We're protecting it. And so it's almost like in hiding, and we're afraid to look at it, because we know that when we look at it, we're going to see a scared child.
Yeah, like it's an actual energetic being that lives inside of us, that we left behind as we moved into our
Right.
more adolescence, teenage years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that child still remains, and you'll see throughout your life you have many different facets, right? Like we moved from our teenage years into our young adult years, and that teenage child or inner teenager still remains as well, and that energy is there, and those traumas are kind of are there in an energetic form within us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. That's a really good way to put it. And when you start to heal your inner child, that's when you finally allow yourself to finally feel again.
Yes.
And you feel all those emotions that, you know, you once felt like in your past, that now you're able to actually process it.
Absolutely. And when I'm working with my inner child, I kind of bring myself into, like, I get into I do a meditation kind of, and then I kind of bring out the inner child, and I, what do you call that? Envision this child, this little me, the way I used to look, and he'd come before me, and then we'd actually talk. We'd have a conversation with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And he does talk to you. He talks to me. I don't know about you, but he'll
well,
talk.
Yeah. No, remember that story that Don told about how he did his shamanic journey, his visualization, and his inner child came to him, and they did. It was like he was standing in front of his inner child, like, okay, what do we do now?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh my God, I got a wicked idea.
What's that?
We've been talking about opening up conversations with spirit and inviting special guests to talk, right? This is something this is first you guys are hearing right now.
Yep.
that's something that we wanted to bring in. And I'm thinking, dude, like, how long have I been trying to get Dawn to do a Periscope?
Oh my God, there you go.
So why don't we bring Dawn on and like, that'd be cool.
Love it.
Cool. Yeah. Add him to the list.
we could do the inner child episode with Dawn as our guest.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Do you see these things starting
there
to
you go. And that's why these are conversations with spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's spirit guiding us, like,
yep,
through intuitively talking about this shit, that we can see these episodes coming that are going to be awesome. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry to take away from you, but
it's all good. Let's continue on with our list.
Absolutely. So allowing yourself to feel, just like I was talking about with the inner child. Yesterday we did a reading on Magi readings, and I made a comment, or what came through spirit wise was like giving yourself time to cry, even having a cry time.
That's right. Yeah.
To bring out those tears.
Well, some people don't need it.
At least. Number
some
one
people are like,
scale.
I just mean some people cry on their own, like they don't need to like set, you know what I mean? Set aside
cry time.
Release. But for some people, it's like you have to literally give yourself permission
to put on a check fleck. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I love it.
Check flex. There's a time and place for that, right? So.
Yeah. So the other ways to emotionally heal or stay in balance or do emotional self-care is to make sure that you're setting healthy boundaries for yourself within your relationships. Absolutely. And something really simple, things that you can do for emotional healing, like at least what works for me is like, I love music. Music literally heals me. When I feel funky, when I feel a certain way, like there's definitely songs or artists or albums that I can go to that will literally like raise my vibration. So that's something that I wanted to throw out there to you guys. Oh no, not Bambi.
No, you don't want to
I can't do Bambi. I can't do Bambi. Or the Fox and the Hound. Oh my God. No.
There's something that we didn't list, but YouTube has tons of different like meditation music and all that stuff. They've have visualization kind of things. They've got sleep care to bring you into like a lower level, a deeper sleep kind of thing. Like all these things on YouTube are there to help you. Meditations
and stuff. Although meditation is more of the mental. So it's like a great segue to the next category, which is the mental.
Absolutely.
So to take care of yourself mentally, you need to meditate. Like that's like number one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take it a little bit further. You learn to visualize. You learn to manifest through visualization and affirmations. To awaken your mind even more, you can read books on topics that inspire you. You have to let yourself be guided to those. You have to let your intuition guide you to the exact book that you need to read, right? And then to go even deeper, because this is like almost like phases of this like in-depth like mental clearing, like working on your mind, is chanting mantras and doing meditations that actually have mantras where you chant in them. Like those are the different ways that you will help to take care of your mind. Meditation, visualizations, affirmations, chanting mantras, and then letting yourself dive into the discovery of knowledge. You got to let yourself learn and learn and learn and learn, because you're as you release and heal, you're making space for new information to come in.
Yeah, and even knowledge can come to you in the form of like downloads, right?
Yeah.
So as you enter into like meditation and into a more deeper mental space, Creator will send you downloads, right? Or you end up talking with your higher self and stuff, and they'll give you wisdom or knowledge from spirit. To kind of exercise that part of you, right? Like I can't believe how much I've learned just by being, and you get that inner knowing of stuff, right? And like I'm ripping apart computers and stuff and just doing all this stuff that people have to go to school for, and I just do it.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But as far as affirmations too, one real quick point, what I do for affirmations is I use my creativeness inside, and I grab a picture off of out of Google Images or whatever, and I put my affirmation in words over top, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a frame that I keep in the kitchen, and the kitchen's usually a place that I go to every day a few times, by the fridge, and I pass by that affirmation, and it almost becomes second knowledge to, like, I take it in every time I walk by it. And it's like it becomes a part of me, like a second nature. As I walk by it, I see the affirmation, I feel it, I go to the fridge, I grab something other than milk.
Oh my God.
That's what I do. I don't know. Might help you out.
Yeah, totally. So our last category is the energetic self-care. And in the energetic self-care, this is about understanding who you are on an energetic level, which means knowing your energy centers. This is your chakras, your 10 bodies, and your moon centers. And there's more. But these are basically, like, in a nutshell, the basic foundation of who we are energetically. I'm actually doing a Moon Goddess Masterclass on June 8th. If anybody's interested, that you can sign up for on my website, channelforgrace.guru, and then click on Moon Goddess Masterclass. It's just a 2-hour class, and it's only $44. And you can also buy a little pendulum that I made, a crystal quartz pendulum. They're actually really cool. But what I'm going to teach in that class is all about the moon centers. And basically, it's teaching women how to step into their power as the moon goddess, as a goddess in general, but the moon goddess, because we're so connected to the moon as women. Sacred divine feminine energy is, like, majorly connected with the moon. And because we've become so separated from that, we have forgotten, this connection that we have. And I want to teach women how to, like, reconnect with those cycles of the moon. And so that's on a side note, but basically understanding yourself on an energetic level is hugely important for you being understanding and knowing how to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And it's cool for dudes too. And it's not to be creepy or anything.
No, you know what? And you know what, guys, you can sign up for this class too. Like, if you want to know the information, just sign up for the class. Like, it's not going to be like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say no if there's a guy that wants to sign up and know the information,
I think it really helps us to understand what you guys are going through, right? And
exactly.
it gives us a space to actually step into helping,
Sacred space.
Yeah.
You hold sacred space for the divine feminine to express itself. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, totally. Other things that you can do to take care of yourself in an energetic way are energy work.
That's what I got done this week.
Yeah. So what are some types of energy work that are out there for somebody who doesn't know what energy work is?
Well, I think, like, I've only really been exposed to two. One, I don't even know the name of it, but I got Reiki done. Reiki energy work, or Reiki.
Reiki, yeah.
Reiki energy work done. And I got it done in the physical once, but even, like, getting it done online, really, it worked just as well. And Jess did it on me this
You mean
week.
remotely?
Remotely, yeah. Jess did it on me this week. And she brought me down into a meditative state, and then from there, I went off on a journey. I just tooled around the universe, and then I was on the West Coast hanging out with this big redwood cedar that I fell in love with while I was there, kind of thing. And she's, like, doing all this energetic work on my different chakra centers, right? Apparently I had, like, a third eye plug up that she was working on quite a bit, but
yes. So that's one way. And you don't have to be in the presence of someone, because here's the thing, energy work is energy, and energy is, like, interdimensional. And you can be connected to someone and not physically be in the same location and be completely like psychically connected, energetically connected. I mean,
and like energetically connected, we do that during our Magi readings and stuff. So I didn't understand, well, how can she do that if she's not physically there? But dude, energetically, you can be anywhere in the world.
Yep. Well, that's why there's studies done of people who have like sat in prayer for someone who's somewhere else in the world dealing with some kind of illness, and that person ends up getting better. Those kind of things, or feeling the energy being sent to them. So you got to understand, energy is not physical. It's energetic. It's like, it's not three-dimensional reality. And that's why we can't see it with our eyes, but you can definitely feel it and sense it with your intuition, with your psychic abilities, your psychic gifts. And you have to understand that it's something that is so important, because we are more energy than we are physical bodies. But because we can't see it, we don't believe it.
Yeah, and I think Reiki for a light worker, it might be one of the things you might want to pick up on your way and put in your toolkit to become,
like take a training. Yeah.
To become a Reiki master. Like I know Jess and Aaron Herlihy from Mystic Channelings, right? And Jess from Whispers for Grace, Reiki masters, but you can do Reiki on yourself as well. And I'm thinking about like just taking the plunge and doing it, right?
Yeah. And there's courses on Udemy, right?
Yeah. Udemy. Yeah, for sure.
There's online courses. You can find them anywhere. So those are all really good examples. Another one is shamanic journeys. We talked a little bit about this in the emotional healing realm, but in the energetic, you can do shamanic journeys to heal traumas and past life traumas. And some of the examples
name drop some of those books, those shaman books that walk you through those journeys. Because I know the second book in the Earth School for Lightworkers that you do, that I was a part of last time. Those books take you through that journey.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. So the shamanic books.
I have it on my phone.
Oh, that's right. It was. The name is it's like slipping my mind right now, but I can see the color. There's like an owl. Phone. Yeah, totally. So these shamanic journeys to help heal, past life trauma are also called hypnosis therapy.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Or QHHT.
So I got the Power Path training.
That's right. The Power Path training. Yes.
Jose Louis Stevens. PhD,
yes.
And his wife. And then there was the other one. Is it Healing Light?
Yes. The other one is Healing Light by Don Oscar Mira Quesada. Yeah. And that's awesome. We can put those two in the description as well.
For sure. I got to take notes now. But talk a bit about QHHT. I'm sold on it. That's where I actually truly came into contact with my higher self.
Yeah. Explain to someone who's never done it before, like what they might expect to experience during a QHHT session, if this is something that they choose to do.
Cool. So Dolores Cannon was actually the one that came up with this technique to dive deep into your inner self and heal the inner child and all this stuff. But she had it for other purposes as well. But really, wow. There's 3 different levels of practitioner, first, second, and third level. I went to a third level practitioner, she was taught by Dolores Cannon, which was super cool. And you can check it out on their website where there's one in your area. But what they do is they walk you down into your depths, right? And they take you back on a hypnotic journey to the beginning, your very essence of your creation, and they can take you into different lives. I know there's one, Alba Weinman on YouTube is just amazing. She does a bit more than she goes deeper into healing. So what they'll do is they'll take you into past lives. If you have traumas and stuff, they'll even like take you to the beginnings of the traumas, which could be entities that attached to you back in the 1400s when, you were a slave in the nomad trades or whatever, right? She'll take you back into your subconsciousness, even into your Akashic records, if need be, to heal those traumas from the root source, the very beginning.
That's beautiful.
And like she did an entity work on me, and really pulled out the entity and held it, and I got to talk to it, and then we released it back into unconditional love, and it was super cool.
Wow.
Yeah, like the journey, and you have it on audio or video. Some do it on video as well, to go back to. It weirded me out. Like I talked to my higher self as well, and he was super on point. And as soon as I was done that conversation with him, and I left the QHHT thing, I can actually talk to him. I can bring him in.
Nice.
And talk to him easier than I did before. And some shows, like with my tarot readings and stuff, it'll actually just be him.
Oh, wow.
I just let him take over now. And it's wild, the messages that come out.
Yeah, it's like fully opening yourself up to let your soul speak through you. For sure. There's a couple of last few, before we get to the card reading, but there's a couple of other things. One of them is grounding yourself. That's a really important thing to do energetically. There was this connecting to the earth in a way where you like walk on the earth bare feet and let the earth kind of like energize you again. Or you can do visualizations where you like actually connect to, you grow roots into the earth and you feel the earth like kind of holding you on a very deep level.
Yeah. I know earthing was, it was something that I've always done. Even as a child, I'm always barefoot, and everybody kind of made fun of me of like, why are you barefoot? Why don't you put some socks on? You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. I take pretty damn good care of my feet, Yeah. Well, they're not gnarly looking and stuff. They don't scare away young children. But I think it was a couple of years ago, I actually looked into earthing online, and it's been tied to and scientifically proven that there's energetic centers in your body, like the meridians within your body, similar to those that you find in the planet, and we connect to Gaia through the soles of our feet. We have centers in the soles of our feet that connect us to Gaia. It's scientifically proven. If you Google Dr. James Oschman, Oschman, online, he spent his entire life, like 40 years to finding out what these were all about. And it's unbelievable. He's like a super old white dude, but his findings are amazing. And he really ties in the spiritual, metaphysical to the physical, the physics behind it. Nice. Yeah. And it was great. So
beautiful.
Check that out.
Cool.
And then the shield of protection too. Talk a bit about that.
Yeah. So basically, when you feel very sensitive, when you are a very sensitive being, a light worker, especially empath, or even twin flame journey, you literally have to take care of yourself. And one of the ways that you energetically can do that is you visualize a protective white light around you. And this light is that sort of like the protective shield that keeps you from receiving those negative energies. However, there's something important to point out about that. It's that it's not necessarily that you visualize this white light that is doing the protection, but it's like when you visualize yourself being surrounded by white light and protected, you actually end up feeling more confident about yourself, and you make better decisions in regards to taking care of yourself. So that's really what brings in the power of that visualization in taking care of your energy.
Yeah, and you can use different colors and like rainbow.
Different colors mean different things, like have different effects.
Yeah, so that'd be a good one to Google. And then really what I do is, like, I'll invite a white light. I do this during our readings too, to surround us and protect us. But sometimes you can even do like silver and gold linings to strengthen and ensure that it's absolutely not penetrable. So it's you can get creative with that.
Totally. So it's time for us to channel a direct message from our spirit guides, our angels, and teachers into the conversation. So let's see what message they have for us today. I've actually pulled some cards while we were talking, and Danny's pulling some cards right now. Right after this reading, though, we're going to have a Q&A section. So if you have questions, make sure you post them in the chat. And Cynthia is going to be putting them in once we ask for the questions. So here's my reading, because they're out and I love it. I love this reading. So we got the initiation card. It says, rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred. There's like a portal. And this is so beautiful because it totally represents your mission as a light worker. Like your path as a light worker is you always end up going from the darkness towards the light. When you're a sensitive being, when you finally discover you're sensitive, it's like you're in the light. You're not in the dark anymore. You don't know you're not thinking anymore, what's wrong with me? You actually understand, and you begin to have faith on your path, on your mission. And what happens as you continue to do the work and you continue to heal yourself is you begin to free yourself, unbound, forever unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. That's literally the work that you end up doing while after you step through this portal of initiation. You're literally going through an awakening, and there's energetic upgrades, and it's a new way of being, and you're integrating everything. And so what you need to do is you need to say yes to the journey, because it's a very important journey. This is the yes card. You need to say yes to the journey of healing so that you can learn how to step into your power, right? So you walk through the portal. You realize that this whole journey is a journey to free yourself. You go through your awakening process. You say yes to your journey. You meet your purpose and you commit. And then along the journey, here comes the Star Mother to teach you how to mother yourself and how to take care of yourself, because you are literally the ever unfolding rose cracked open.
Wow, there's that rose again, eh?
Yeah. You're the ever unfolding rose. You will never stop growing and learning. And that's why you need to always say yes to taking care of yourself.
As I walk through the portal of the shadow of shamanic death, take a look at myself.
I realize there's nothing left.
Oh, hey, man, we've gone past the 1 hour mark.
That was awesome.
So I'm going to show you the cards that I got here. I just got to get out of the way. And I got a super, it's a super cool screen for you guys. I'm using some of the,
I just loved that reading. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was super cool. It ties into mine too as well. Because
cool. I can't wait.
Right? So ground yourself and listen. We're going to start there. Share your voice and warrior woman. These are the top cards. So ground yourself. I'm going to read this one, and I'm going to read the listen card as well. And then I'll just walk you through what I get intuitively. But ground yourself. When you detach from awareness of your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We're helping you balance the spiritual and material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. So by all means, ground yourself. And that's a huge thing to do. And you do that on the daily. You do that quite a few times a day. And don't forget to listen as well. This is a beautiful card. I'll read you this one too, and then I'll get right into the reading. Quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurances that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state, the meditative state we were talking about, without worrying about the exact nature of your desire's manifestation. A quiet mind and a body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. Wow. And that really, staying in tune with spirit as you walk through the day is like so essential to stay in balance, right? You have ground yourself, staying in touch with Gaia, but also listen. And that's really staying in tune with source, right? So you're tied from the above and below. So, wow, I'm getting goosebumps from that. Share your voice. And really, we talked about this earlier too. So thank you, Source, for your confirmation. Is opening that fifth chakra, your throat chakra, and really put yourself out there, or allow yourself to speak, because, and they're saying, you are divine. You are divine. You hold that essence within you to work light, and that light is love, and that love is source energy. So as you speak, we speak through you, and you enter into the warrior woman, or the warrior within, right? You become a warrior of light. So answer your calling through exercising your voice. We also have wait for important information, the Oracle. She's super cool. I love these cards. These are the ancestor and angel and ancestor oracle, or angels and ancestor oracle cards. And then the water guardian, connect with your emotions. So
wow.
Yeah, basically it all sums it up in this. And that's really, the Four of Cups is really get out of the mindset of that we tend to put ourselves into that lower vibe of like worrying about things and not really focusing on what spirit has as far as guidance is, like the gifts of guidance as far as your emotional and energetic and mental states, right? So let go of the cups that have spilled and really see the gifts that are in front of you. The Three of Cups, and celebrate that. Enter into a state of gratitude as well. Gratitude is healing. That holds healing properties. So as you move, it moves your mind into like a positive space, right? That will automatically, the King of Pentacles will automatically bring abundance and allow that to flow into you. And stepping into purpose, the Chariot card, stepping into purpose in any fashion, baby stepping even, and doing that, either being positive to people or helping people, or even just like baby stepping it and saying, well, I'm going to create a YouTube channel today that I'm going to use later to document my gifts and share them with others and stuff. Baby stepping in whatever way. Ellie was using bubbles, right? In her workplace, just to freak people out and kind of raise their vibration that way. Like, what are you doing? You're weird. But that leaves an impression on people, right? That it's okay to do that. And then lastly, it's all about filling your cup.
Love it.
The Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful message. Thank you, Source.
Hey, Rebecca, how's it going? And so we have one question, and it's a really good one. And I am going to have a really fun time answering it. So the question is, what is the best way to learn to set better boundaries without being in a state of fear? So here's my answer to that, and I'll let you think about your answer, Danny. Basically, you have to realize, so here's what happens. Like, when you become more confident in your life, you don't need the boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you become confident, when you become secure, when you know who you are, when you are grounded, when you take care of yourself, you don't need the boundaries. Why? Because it is very clear when someone comes into the room with negative energy. It is very clear when someone comes into the room and tries to abuse you emotionally. It's very clear when something is going on that does not match your vibration. And so when you are in your power, when you have fully taken care of yourself and you are in that confident space, you are the boundary. You're not in fear because you trust your intuition. You trust your decision making, and you know, and you don't doubt yourself. If something happens and your intuition tells you it's time to go, then it's time to go. And you go, and you don't care about who it's going to affect or anything, because that's where there's no boundary. That's where the weakness is at. When other people can get to you, it's because literally you're letting them. It's not because they're doing something to you. It's because you're perceiving them in a way that makes you feel vulnerable. And so you feel like a victim. And so in that sense, you match their energy. There's a really good Teal Swan video about this called How to Set Healthy Boundaries or something like that. But literally that's what's going on. It's not because because they really can't do anything to you, because unless you allow yourself to block your own source energy from coming into your body by perceiving that it's missing, or that you're vulnerable, or that you're a victim. So
it's almost like boundaries can work for you and against you, where you're because you have all these boundaries or whatever, those are things that you were triggered by, right? And those triggers actually are gifts to you to show you what you need to do work on, right? What you need to heal within to bring your vibration up. So, and dude, we can talk about this in another episode, because this fires me right up, right? Because like my last relationship, it hit me right in the gut, right? As far as triggers goes, because she was like, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. And I'm like, well, that's manipulation. That's not triggers. So trigger, or that's not what you call it. What are we talking about?
Boundaries.
That's not boundaries. Like, you don't put boundaries on other people. You give boundaries to yourself, right? To kind of hold you through situations.
Right, exactly.
While you're working on that, so that you don't have to put boundaries up in the first place. So the whole idea of oh man, you're gonna have to hone me in here, because so as you work on your triggers, right, you can lower the boundaries. You don't even need boundaries anymore, and because your vibration has been raised to a higher level, and that's you're doing.
Because you don't take no shit no more.
Yeah, and you know how to jive with people, right? And you know when to say, you know what, peace, I'm out. So, boundaries. When I went into the relationship, I didn't think I needed boundaries. I'm like, no, I'm pretty good. But the triggers that showed me that I needed boundaries, like as far as space, and giving space and whatever, really, they guided me to a point where, I'm boundary free now. You know what I mean?
Because you're in your power. And the reason that you stepped into your power is because you learned how to take care of yourself.
Yeah, and heal yourself and really step into that.
It's amazing how this question just basically brought it all together. The entire topic of tonight was just brought together into this one epic point. So I love that you asked that question, Jess.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're definitely going to do a Conversations with Spirit on boundaries and triggers.
Yeah, I'm taking notes about that right now. Yeah, oh my God.
That just got me fired up. So stay tuned for we're inviting Dawn to do an interview. That's going to be another Conversations, and we'll just keep taking notes. Dudes, by the way, we get a lot of these Conversations with Spirit from you guys. So we totally encourage you to leave comments when this video posts, to feed us more ideas on what to have a conversation with Spirit about. We definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, just leave those in the comments. So we'll just go right into the conclusion.
Cool.
I think we're good. I feel complete. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining us live tonight and for watching the replay. If you guys are watching the replay, please share this video with your friends, especially if you know somebody who would love the specific topic we talked about today, which was self-care for light workers. We are always welcoming in new suggestions for future topics. So please leave those in the comments of this video. And if you have not checked out our previous episodes, then definitely go do that. Both Danny and I post them onto our separate channels every week on Thursdays. My channel is called Channel for Grace, and Danny's channel is called Northern Comfortera. You can find those on YouTube. So I want to thank you guys all for being here in the chat, for participating, and showing us that love and support. And we hope you guys have an amazing night, and we will see you next week.
Namaste. Love you guys.